Hey, what's up, everybody? It is currently 10:12 p.m. on Sunday night. I have flights very early tomorrow morning to head to Madrid for LAN, but something that I completely spaced on through the midst of prep and getting ready was predictions. I haven't even gone through predictions or anything like that, something that you guys always want me to do. So, two things we're going to do is we're going to crush through this. We're going to go straight through Group A, then through Group B. The only difficulty, though, is that I have no way of knowing like the schedule, which actually plays a really big deal into this. I don't know if teams are going to have a match already played during the day first or what's going on with that. So those are a lot of the reasons why we pick some of the teams we do and makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to have to base this purely on the skill of the team and the playstyle matchups, which I will hopefully try to explain as I go through this. So we're going to crush through this and then hopefully we'll see you guys either in Madrid. If you guys are in Madrid, as I always say, please come say hi to me. Never be afraid to. If I'm not available or you haven't seen me or I just look busy, don't be afraid to just tweet at me. Links to all my socials are in the channels down below in the description. Don't be afraid to tweet at me because I will have my phone on me and just say, hey, like I want to say hi or whatever. Let me know. That way I can get back to you and we can find a time to do so. Otherwise, currently I don't know the layout yet. I will try to tweet something saying like, hey, I'll be here at this time for these things. So usually we hang outside the venue for a little bit after we get undressed and changed and all that kind of stuff out of suits. So but I haven't seen the venue. I don't know how any of that stuff's going to work out, so that'll change accordingly. Just pay attention to socials to see what's up with that. So without further ado, let's get right into predictions. Use Epic Pen, the trusted drawing tool, to show you guys that. I need to turn on monitor capture for this to work. Hopefully this is working now. All right, sweet. So first up, Veloce Low Key. If you guys have been on my stream lately, you have actually seen that I'm really pretty sold on Low Key. I think they'll take this. South America has always been really aggressive in their play style, and now that Card and Tander are on the same team, two of these people were like the big hard carries for South America last LAN, and now that they have a season under their belt, they deserve a better looking 3. I think Low Key is going to make top 6. I'm interested to see if that changes while as I go through this, but I do think aggressive playstyle is going to really overwhelm Veloce. Veloce for me is going to come down to how well Flame controls the midfield and Freaky's follow-up. Freaky has been notoriously bad when it comes to high pressure and at LAN. He just hasn't done well. We also haven't seen him since Season 5 when he played for Vitality with Pashy and Fairy Peak, I think it was. His performance at LAN was literally the reason why he was no longer on the team. There was frustration, so it'll be interesting to see if those two end up matching up in the future and if one team gets the win or not. So I think Veloce is going to have a rough time. I think it'll go to the distance because there is going to be a lot of mistakes. Loki has been a lot faster, but still makes plenty of mistakes. While Veloce, I'm just curious to see how their playstyle works on LAN in the first place. They are a team that has always focused on making minimal mistakes. So with their play style, I don't know how well that is going to work when offense usually takes form. LAN is a place where mistakes happen a lot more often. Things are way more crucial because what it means. So I don't know if the pressure is going to happen to Veloce. They do have new players showing up. Low-key does have some return veterans per se. So I am genuinely curious how their play style is going to be approached and if it is going to benefit Low-key or not. But just by pure skill and from what I'm seeing out of the teams, I don't think a team that focuses on just not making mistakes rather than a team that is very aggressive focusing on offense is going to well. I think Low-key is going to overwhelm Veloce, but a lot of it is going to be on the back of Flame and see how he does in the midfield. So I got a Low-key moving on to going against NRG, which is awesome because the last time we saw NRG play a South America team in day one, it was scary, but I think this is a different Energy. Energy has the only 2 returning players from North America in Justin and Garrett coming back. Everybody else in North America is going to be new to this, and Turbo has definitely more LAN experience than most players. I'm excited to watch this Energy team. I think they are going to come out dominant and win 3-0 over Low-key. There's something special about this Energy team. I think they are the best in the world right now. We've said this numerous times, and I sound like a broken tape record, but I do feel this team has something about it that is fantastic. And even though I don't think Sizz is a coach per se, I do think he is a fantastic cheerleader to keep these guys mentally capable of not letting the nerves get to them. I think Sizz is going to be a big deal on that stage, trying to keep them calm and level-headed, while also keeping players like Garrett and Justin and Turbo positive, because we have seen the negative effects from them in the past. But I think Energy is going to be a very strong team moving forward. United and Renegades. Renegades, this is a better Renegades than we saw last time. Zen is out. They had trouble scoring. They're now with Siki, and Siki is one of the best strikers in all of OCE. My concern for this team is more so on Torsos compared to anybody else. If you go back and watch any of their series and you see the look on his face, that boy gets down on himself, and he is in the captain role. He is the one that needs to be propelling this team to the next level. I don't know how well that's going to go, but I do like that he is getting some help in the aggression side. They are a team that is very strong on offense, but their defense does have difficulties. Still a lot of whiffs and stuff, but they are going against United. United is make or break on Hoxer. If Hoxer doesn't play well, they don't play well. This is a brand new team of rookies. Because of that, I give the head to the experience. Because of that, Renegades is going to take it 3-1. Renegades moves on. Writing with a mouse in your non-dominant hand is weird. Vitality usually has a slow start. Renegades is going to have a warm-up match, I presume, because these are all happening on the same day. We have 8 matches on the same day, so we're going to play these 4 and these 4. What order we go in, I don't know. Excuse me. So Renegades is going to have the LAN jitters out. What I mean by that is the first time that they hit the stage and then kind of receive the feeling of the crowd. That's passed. As for Vitality, a lot of veteran status, but KDOP usually doesn't show up until late if they make it. This one, I think at the beginning is going to be up to Scrub Killer, just like it was last time. I foresee that happening again. I think Vitality is a very unique playstyle that should shut down Renegades in that midfield. It's going to come down to communication, but I do give veteran status. They are the reigning world champs as well, so Renegades, I think, is going to put a target on their back. Despite that, I think just skill-wise, Renegades are outmatched. I don't think they can do it, but it will be close because Vitality starts slow. We're going to give it to Vitality. We're going to just put RV because it makes it easier. Filling out the other side then. This is going to be loser of RV versus to be determined, which is from here. So you've got Renegades will drop. If I can type, I'm just going to type Ren. Trying to do this off the top of my head. Sorry, guys. Loser of Energy and Low Key. Low Key goes here. Loser of EU versus Renegades. So this was going to be EU, lowercase e, uppercase U, not that you can tell. And then Veloce versus Low Key. That doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. Veloce goes here. United. All right. So in the finals, I see Energy. So last time these guys played, it was actually 4-0 in favor of Energy, but they were all one-goal games. I think every game went to OT, if I remember correctly. I still believe Vitality will most definitely make it through. They will be the number 6 seed. So number 6 for or round of 6, number 2. Number 2 is for Group A will be Vitality. I do think that Energy is the better team, just fundamentally, unless Vitality plays at their peak. I think Energy has a team that, from every facet, from top to bottom, has more high skill ceiling. I'm saying that wrong. So the base level of Energy is higher. I think every given day, no matter who shows up, if both teams come in looking average, the average Energy is better than the average Vitality. But the skill sets and the peak potential of Vitality is extremely high, and we don't always get that. We don't always see the KDOP that completely redefines offense. We don't see the Scrub Killer that blocks everything. We don't see the Fairy Peak that can create opportunities and challenge and have insane defense. Like, we don't always get that. While Energy, we always get a high stable level. They always control the midfield. Their pressure is insurmountable. Like, they do a bunch of things really, really well. The difficulty with me is I don't know if we're going to get the same vitality. And the same thing with Energy. This is the first time Energy's ever boot camping. We've never seen them boot camp before. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, whether that makes them more comfortable, whether it makes them more relaxed, I don't know. I don't know the effect the goofiness of Sizz is going to have. Hopefully it just puts them in a correct mindset because all those players are good, but I am genuinely curious how it goes. A lot of these decisions are going to be based upon how their previous match goes in the series. How well does Energy look against Loki? How good does Vitality look against Renegades? That's what I want to know. But based upon results, I think Energy's going to look strong. They're going to come in. It'll probably go 3-1 Energy. Close match either way. In the games, I think it'll be like 1-2 goal games. Dropping to loser semis. The nerves should be out for everybody. I think Renegades is a better team. That's tough. I'll come back to that one. I think low-key will beat United. I think United is going to be overwhelmed by nerves. I've been talking to Ajax and stuff, and he has mentioned he talked to Chicago, and Chicago's like, yeah, man, it can be nerve-wracking. The crowd can be ruthless. Some players rival in that. Some people love that because it allows them to step up and make key moments and really shine. I think for a team full of rookies where they're so reliant on one player, they're going to have difficulties. So I do think United is going to drop, but it's going to be a valuable learning experience. But they're going to have troubles. I think low-key is going to still be regarded as the underdog. Same thing as United, but they're coming from South America. They've got stuff to prove. I think it'll be a close match, but low-key will win 3-2. So low-key moves on. It's the ugliest low-key I've ever written. I'm still curious about this one. I'm going to give it to Renegades. My gut tells me Renegades. I think there's a difficulty with Freaky. I think it's a lot to pan on him. He is a finisher, but there is problems with a lot of teams when their back is up against the wall like that. I think Renegades has shown that in those moments, they either make or break really hard. This game will be who comes out and wins the first match. Whoever wins the first match will take this because it is a mental hit, I think, to both the teams. Veloce should have Mystic there, which should help. David has always been a calm, collected kind of guy, which is what I think they need to keep the nerves settled. While Renegades are high energy, like, let's go. And if they start losing, I'm worried about Torsas. Always will be. Kami is going to have a lot as a captain. I think he can do it, but I just feel that Veloce is going to get too down on themselves. People are going to start making mistakes, and that's kind of what holds them together is minimizing mistakes. And if they start doing that all together, it's just going to implode. I think this will be another Game 5. Game 5s are notorious at LAN, but Renegades gets the victory. Renegades over Loki. I think Loki just comes out flying. Super aggressive team. They'll win it. Another 3-2. Another Game 5. Loki is top 6, which I said earlier. I truly believe that will happen. I think Loki will make top 6. I think a lot of people need to walk out for them. They look dangerous. Number 1 for A is Loki. This is put as number 2, just so you guys are aware. So these guys end up on opposite sides of the bracket, to my knowledge. All right. Lower bracket. Let's scroll this down a little bit. Just to create a border to make it easier to read visually. All right, Space Station Canberra. Space Station, I think, is going to come out and smack these boys. Actually, no. I think they'll get the first game, and then Space Station will come back. Space Station, I think their biggest asset right now is Chrome. They have a bunch of young guys. Chrome is well experienced, level-headed, and has been harping these guys. He will be blunt to them, which is what they need, and keep them in line. And if Arsenal's feeling good, they're going to have a carefree attitude. Typical, I think, being a MVP, that boy is going to be one of those, in my opinion, where he's going to have a Justin-like performance in his first LAN. I think Sypical has a very good chance of becoming MVP of the LAN if they take it all. Sypical is carry potential, super consistent, always in the right position. And players like that usually don't let the mental game strain them. I think he is going to be one of those that definitely rivals in it and loves it and pops off. I think he's going to be really good. So Space Station moves on. This is my most looked at match for day one. Reciprocity versus Space Station. I'll be interested to see what happens. I'll get to that. Dignitas 3 Sins. I think Dignitas smacks these boys. I think Dignitas is going to come in hot. There's a lot of things that I was worried about with Yukio's accuracy. They have moved Yukio more of a support role because he still makes touches. He makes connection with the ball. It's just the shots aren't closing it out. You allow Astral, who's been playing out of his mind, and Violent Panda, who's been super solid and consistent, who unfortunately hasn't gotten enough love, I think, in my opinion, in the past probably 3-4 seasons. Back when he was with Gale Force and Dignitas, I think he was one of the best players and regarded as one of the best players in the world. But he's earning that acknowledgement again for the first time. So I do believe that they are going to come out very strong, very aggressive. Astral is going to either make or break, but I don't think it'll matter early on. I think that game is going to allow them to get comfortable with Astral being new to the LAN environment. It is going to be highly reliant on Yukio and Violent Panda to create opportunities, easy opportunities for him, and that's something they do very well. So Astral will probably start slow, but then they'll come out. I think 3 Sins are going to get overwhelmed. Dig versus PK, that'll be interesting. I think it has to go to Dig because Dig is going to have the warm-up game. You've got 3 guys that are very confident, not boot camping at all, which worries me. This is a team that, even though they won DreamHack, have no idea what it is like to play on the RLCS stage. Moopy is going to have his hands full on this one. I think this one is going to be very tough. Reddle's bump and demo aggression is going to be interesting because they have to catch Astral first, which I don't think is going to be easy. Plus, they've got a warm-up game. This will be another close match, but I think we give the nod to Dig, which brings Dignitas here. And PK drops. Canberra Havoc drops. I'm going to call them Cranberry Havoc, unfortunately. Probably all weekend because we joked about it during RLCS. I will say that if I have any cranberry vodkas this weekend, or this week, they're going to be called Cranberry Havocs. That's what I'm going to call the drink. And maybe I'll throw something else in there to add some little spice to it. But to give it that havoc. But Cranberry Havoc is probably what I'm going to call them, and it's going to be a problem. And I hope I don't. But, yeah, Cranberry Havoc. I'm telling you, I'm doing it. Canberra Havoc against PK. PK finally got their jitters out. PK looks strong. They're going to move forward. I think they will beat them 3-1. The issue with the number 2 seed from OCE is they always look lesser, and it blows my mind because Canberra did beat both Renegades and Chiefs in the regular season of league play, and then they also knocked out Chiefs, which blows my mind because Drippe goes back to the stage. Fucking CJ, like, I don't know what it is about that team that just can't clutch it out, but something's got to give, and it blows my mind that they still can't do it. I don't know what's going on with Chiefs. That's a totally different situation, but I just miss CJ. I haven't seen him in a while. But I'm excited to meet Walcott, Spy Doge, and the boys. I've been talking to Walcott and stuff already, so they're excited. They know there's a lot of pressure on them. But expectations-wise, there's none. Like, nobody expects them to get a victory because it's never happened for the OCE 2 seed at RLCS. So CJ and those guys were super close until they lost. I think it was against PSG at the time, Fruity and the boys. But, man, they were up 3-1 and still didn't do it. So, I don't know. This one will be interesting, but I think PK is going to send them packing. PK moves on. Rec versus SSG. We'll get to that. Dig versus 3 Sins. 3 Sins drops, which means I have to do this one. So, like I said, most looked at. I like this one a lot. Fun fact, Reciprocity has not lost a series that they have won the first match in since regional championships of season 7, where they lost to Triple Trouble. That is the last time they won, or they lost a series where they lost the first game. In a game like this, Space Station will have a game played, Well, Reciprocity does have the history behind them. This game, again, similar to the one up top, will come down to whoever wins first. Whoever wins first this game will take it. I don't have expectations of Shazet playing out of his mind just yet. This team has a game under their belt. They know how to adapt. They know how to play a play style like Reciprocity. Just last week in Astro Beyond Entertainment Tournament, Space Station played PK, which is also a very bump, demo, aggressive, heavy team like Reciprocity tends to be. Fruity will most likely touch the ball, play it somewhere, doesn't care where, and then he is going to go look for a bump in a demo. Space Station combats that by challenging very early, very often, and backing it up. Whether demos come out or not, they completely shut down PK and beat him 4-1. It was a very impressive. I think Space Station is probably the one team out of anybody that people aren't looking at that people need to look out for, even with the rookies. But that is also cause for concern. I don't know how they're going to go. This game is going to depend a lot on how those nerves come out. Canberra Havoc is a great warm-up game for them. If they were in one of these spots, I think they'd be in trouble. So good for SSG. I think SSG is going to take it, but it is going to be a battle and probably the best match of the day. I think that match is going to be phenomenal. Dig PK could also be very, very good. So you got Space Station versus Dig. I think Space Station's aggression is going to overwhelm Dignitas. I think they have a playstyle that combats it very well. I'm going to give it to Space Station as the number 2. So, number 2, I'm doing this backwards for some reason, is Space Station Gaming. I think Space Station looks phenomenal right now. Dig. Semifinal. Wait, am I doing this right? Semi 2. So this is wrong. I've been doing this wrong the whole time. Sorry, chat. I'm gonna write these all over. So Loki, Vit, Energy. So this is round of 6, number 1. Round of 6, number 2. You get the bye. You're semi 1. And then for down here, we'll do the same. One of these days, I'll have a bracket automatically made, so it just does that shit for me. But until then. So round of 6, number 1 is Dig. That makes more sense. And then semi number 2 is SSG. This is so sloppy. Sorry, chat. Chat's not here. People watching comments. Can you tell I stream more than do YouTube? Who would have guessed? All right. Rec and SSG. Rec loses. And then there's no way Rec is losing the rest of these. Rec moves on. Rec moves on. PK Rec. I think Rec 3-0s. And then this will be a 3-2 Rec. They win game 1. Game 2, they win game 3, game 4, then they win game 5. This one's going to be a nail biter. It'll either be 3-1 Rec or 3-2 Rec. And they'll either win 2 and then win the last one, or they'll win 2 and then win the one after losing. Like game 3 will go to PK no matter what. I think I just said that completely wrong. They'll either win 1, lose 2, win 2. Rec will either 1. So either, this is what I mean. Win, loss, win, win. They'll either do this, or they will do this. Win, loss, win. They'll either do that or that. That'll be what I assume happens. Either or. There's no sweep. That's gonna happen. Either way, Rec will win the first one. They'll take it. All right, so Rec is number 2. So let me clean this up and scroll. So we're into playoffs now. Let's take care of all this. And then we can zoom in as well. All right. So, playoffs. Group B, number 2. Reciprocity. Group A, number 3. Would be low-key. So this is energy. This is space station. You've got rec is group B. No, group B number 2. Yeah, group B number 2. Group A number 2 is vitality. Then you've got low key and then you've got dig. Wow, that bottom bracket. Fuck, dude. Jesus, that sucks. All right, so low key is going to lose to rec. Rec looks nasty at this point. It's day 3. They're feeling good. Rec has also had 2 really good LAN performances lately with Dallas and Beyond the Summit. I think they win this one 4-1. I think they come in and are like, yeah, we ready. Get a rematch. This is a rematch people have been asking about because Beyond the Summit as well as DreamHack, really good stuff. Wait, which one was it they won? Valencia, I think it was. It was Valencia that they ended up winning over Energy. So Valencia rematches. I don't know if they played. I would have to double check, but I'm not going to waste your guys' time. But you guys can let me know in the comments down below. I forget what it is off the top of my head. I'll have that looked up when this match happens inevitably, right? Because my prediction isn't going to be perfect. That's tough. So I will say, if you guys haven't paid attention to it yet or didn't recognize it, things that are different about this bracket and this playoff situation is it is no longer 4 groups of 3. It is 2 groups of 6, double elim. So it's a double elim or double round or not a double round robin. It's double elim, groups of 6, and then playoffs again is single elim. The reason why I really like this is because this determines like, okay, everybody's got a second chance per se. You still give advantages to those with the better records from league play. Like everything's kind of taken into account. I think it's a pretty solid system. We still need more teams, but you're giving advantage to teams that have already gotten wins, like they're head of their system, right? You're also giving advantage to, or you're giving everybody that second chance per se because they've, got a double LM. And then when it comes to the last day, it's like, okay, they don't need any more chances. It is what it is. It's a new day. Everybody starts fresh. Like, no matter what happens here, you just have to, just win your matches. Everybody's got the same exact potential other than the guys that, get by advantage. But no matter what happens when we get to the grand finals, both these teams have not yet lost. They're both on a streak, both coming in aggressive. We're going to take a big break after these 2 semis. And then we're going to come in fresh, and we're going to see who the best team is. 1 best of 7, no bracket reset, whatever. It's just on the line right now, which I really enjoy. I hate the fact that most of our teams who have come from the lower bracket, everybody talks about how, like, most of our teams that have won Worlds have come from the lower bracket. I'm like, yeah, it's because momentum is a big deal, and these guys are now playing on a hot streak all the way through. Like, they are continuously winning and continuously getting good match after good match. So they're super warmed up. And the grand final team is sitting there watching this shit go down, and they're like, yeah, we may get another series, but if they're going to come in hot, like, I don't like it. So I love this format. Ely gave us the first taste of it back in 2017. I've been a huge fan ever since. I think Ideal, Swiss style would be really cool, double limb. I know the boys, Subpar and HD talked about it on Potty C, but I think Swiss style is a cool thing that we should definitely try when we get 16 teams at some point. But I think single limb for the last day is always the true way to go. I just think if we're trying to be like traditional sports, it's the tried and true. So I think that's the way about it. Either way, Vitality Dig. Sorry, Dig, you're just going to get outclassed. Vitality Day 3, you got to watch out. Also, why did that get so small? Vitality is a team on Day 3 that is going to pressure Dig. Unless Astral is able to single-handedly do it, I just don't see it. I think Vitality is going to take it. It is going to be 4-2. I think Dig will show a little bit of aggression. Vitality still won't feel it, but I think they're going to lose matches due to their own mistakes. But this will be a really good match too. I'm curious to see what Dignitas is here if they make it to this point. I could definitely see PK being here depending on how PK does under LAN. I just think the pressure with brand new players is going to be a lot. You got a lot of veteran talent here. Your only question mark is Astral, and Astral being a hard carry, his mechanics should shine through even under the pressure. Vitality versus Space Station. This one's going to the distance. But who wins? Oh, that's tough. These are the hard ones. So predicting these is really tough because I need to see how they've played up to this point. Things to note, Energy and Space Station have not played a match yet. That could be a factor. There is a difference between scrimming at the event against other teams and playing against a team when everything is on the line. Major difference, huge advantage to the teams that have played on the line before. Be in Europe, I don't think that's going to matter either way. Maybe if there was a Spanish team still. I don't know. These are both really tough. I do believe this one will also go the distance. These are going to be both best of sevens. Things to consider. The Energy. Numerous times they've been at this point. Numerous times they've dropped. The last time they were in this spot, they lost to the inevitable World Championship winners in Vitality. Matchup-wise, it is going to be Justin versus Shazette. Whichever one has a bigger series is going to be the kind of it factor. Gosh. I'm going to give it to Energy. The reason why is their it factor is actually Turbo Pulsa. Every time that I've seen Turbo in big situations at LAN, he's always been able to make changes to change the outcome. I look back like at Season 5 when they played Energy when he was on Dignitas. And throughout that series, his play style started slowly changing and leading to opportunities for his team. Fireburner was destroying them with dribbles and slowing down and changing the pace and flicking it past. Turbo single-handedly started challenging those things because he recognized those being an issue. And even though he was playing a little bit more supportive, he started playing aggressive. He started challenging things and create opportunities. And I've seen him do that numerous times throughout the season as well. As for Reciprocity, they've handled some pretty big titans in Vitality. But Energy is a different beast in the midfield. They challenge. They put on so much pressure. And I just don't see the ability out of Fruity and Farah to step up to that degree. Farah's going to have the game of his life if they want to win that. Fruity, like I said earlier, goes for a play, sets up passes, goes for bumps, demos. Difficulty is the person back is going to be Turbo. Good luck hitting him. And Energy with Garrett, the most grounded player that we've seen in all of North America, is going to be able to punish them for those reasons. Like if they let Justin go off, if they let Garrett go off, I don't think it matters. The support structure that they have with Turbo Pulsa is going to be my it factor, and it will push them to victory. But no matter what, if we get these final four, I am going to be so happy as a fan. As for Energy, grand finals, best of luck to you. You've been here before. It's going to be tough. Space Station versus Vitality. Playstyle-wise, I think Space Station can handle the aggression. I've seen them do it well. God damn, that's hard. So, no pressure on Space Station. A lot of pressure on Vitality being the reigning world champs to make it back. You're one game away. I think the players are grounded enough to not have that be an issue. I think Gregan will help out with that as well. Provide them with plenty of hydration. As for Space Station, I think Chrome is the best coach in the world right now. I think Chrome is a fantastic coach for this team. We'll see how they do on stage. It's a different environment. The ability to adapt from both teams is super strong. I think Scrub is probably one of the best, if not the best in the world when it comes to making changes in his playstyle. I've been on the receiving end of it. It fucking sucks. I've had in a game of... he and I played Drop Shot. And we're lucky the time ran out because in the course of a minute and a half, he changed his approach to the ball 3 times. Like every time he came to challenge the ball, he changed it. It was different. Aggressive, passive, flick, whatever. Like he is a special player, just like Justin. Justin is a once in a generation type player. I think Scrub is the EU version of that, and Hope City's been playing for a decade. I don't know if I want to give the leg up to experience or the benefit to a coach that knows how to adapt very well with a very star-studded lineup. This one is very tough for me. I think things you have to look forward to on both sides. How big of a role is Sypical going to play? How big of a role is K-Dop going to play? I think Scrub is going to give you a pretty good baseline, a very good medium. I could honestly see Space Station taking it, but Vitality on day 3 is also very dangerous. These ones, I will say, can go either way. My prediction would be solely based upon how this happens. If you guys don't remember last season, and I'm trying to defend myself here, last season at RLCS 7, I had Energy beating Vitality. As soon as I saw Vitality play, I knew they were going to win. I knew they were going to win. They held Cloud9 to 2 goals. They went in against Energy or G2. G2, if they won on game 1, different story. But as soon as they won game 1, it's like you knew. So these matches more than anything determine how did they play on that day, or how did they play earlier in the day. And I'm basing that more so on Vitality and reciprocity. So this match will come down to how does Vitality play here. If Vitality shows me something here that's like, okay, they're on that vibe, they're feeling it today. You know, K-Dop is playing day 3 K-Dop. That's how I would determine it. But based upon history, based upon everything else, I have to give it to Vitality. I think this is a great first season as a team fully together for Space Station, but I think experience is going to trump it. We're going to see a rematch between Vitality and Energy, but a different result this time. We are going to get Energy versus Vitality. Energy is going to take it. They are your world champions. Garrett finally lifts the trophy, and I swear to God, if he retires, I'm going to cry my eyes out. I think this Energy team is very special. I will be surprised to see what happens. This could be all entirely different based upon what I see here in this day. It's a new day. I'm interested to see what happens. It's going to be very, very exciting no matter what, and I hope you guys all join us. If you guys are there, like I said, please come say hi. Please tell me what's up. Also, let me know down in the comments below what you guys have for your teams and how things play out, how close you were to I am. But yeah, I've got flights early in the morning. We head to Spain all day tomorrow. It is going to be a long day. But we land Tuesday morning at like 8 a.m. and then I will probably hit up the Twitters and see how you guys are doing. But yeah, this video will drop and hopefully get up going for you guys sometime tomorrow while I'm flying. But I'm looking forward to your responses. But that does it for me. If you guys are in chat, make sure you say what's up. Make sure you spam the emotes. If you guys are at the event, please come say hi, come say what's up, ask for signs, pictures, whatever. And if I can't get to you, make sure you tweet at me and we will make it happen. But that does it for me. Appreciate you guys. We will see you guys on the big screen. Peace.